Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do another dragonfly. So which one? I do have here my Steph Francis threads. Remember I was saying how I was hoarding them? This is the order, and as you can see, I think I've had it nearly 2 years and I've barely even gone in there. I've opened that one up. I should have wound it all up, but I haven't. And there's a few others in there. Oh, goodness. They're just so beautiful. They're just different, especially these. These here, I think I might have taken one of those out at some point and used it. Isn't that pretty? And then as a wonder what that is, I ordered some of this stuff. Fibers dyed. I don't know when I'll ever use it, but I just wanted to have a little look and look at the bark paper. Oh, I tell you. So let's have a little look. Maybe there's a dragonfly inspiration in here. Gosh, I've got some random colours. So you just never know when you're going to need it. Isn't that how you order? Actually, I've opened one of these up for the scrappy, shabby chic Japanese rice bag pouch. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's like falling in love again, isn't it? So I have had a nibble in that one. Oh, okay, and a nibble in that one. Actually, I think I opened that one and I didn't like what the colours were, so they end up going back in. And a nibble in that one. Actually, that went into the flip. Maybe I have been in here more than I recall. That's good. I don't know, I seem to have her threads on a bit of a pedestal. And there's like squirreled, but maybe they're not as squirreled as I think they are. Yeah, that was in my Fleur Woods piece. Oh, look at that. There's a few different types here. There is a video where I went through the delivery and all the links to the different sections of the website are in there. Look at these metallic-y looking ones. When am I ever going to use those? I think the theory was I got a couple of each in all of her categories, so I could soon see what caught my eye and what I like to use. If this is not dragonfly colour schemes, my last, oh, look at that cordage. I forgot I had that. What exactly is it? There's no tag left on it. Oh, goodness me. These are like my special threads. Beautiful cotton. Pearl cotton. Yeah, medium pearl. Okay, what are we going to do? What colour? See, my last video I wanted to do a turquoise one. But I wouldn't even say that the turquoise colour is here that I had in my mind. There's another one of these in my, so I could do a lavender one. So still not getting a turquoise one, are we? Beautiful. I think the thread that's catching my eye is the one we used around his wing there, which is this guy. It's got a bit of a metallic look about it. I don't want to do another one in that colour because we sort of have a few pinky ones. Oh, makes you want to start a whole project when you see that. Do I want a lavender one? There is a bit of a blue in there, but it's not turquoise, is it? Oh, look at that. What is that? Is that silk? rayon. Oh, the Industrial Revolution and what it did for us. Let me have a look at this blue bundle here. I don't want to go too crazy into it because I've got this in mind for the feathers on my blue jay in my Stitch the Seasons. Look at that. It's probably a bit dark. Nope. No, leave that back over there. You'll get lost. Well, that was not much help. Maybe we do a lavender one. Just looking in my Sue Spargo. If you're wondering what these are, girls, Aussie girls, I get these from Spotlight. Not Spotlight, Officeworks. They put index cards in them. I don't know what business would use index cards these days, but yeah, they're a Perspex container. They're not cheap. They're about $20 Australian, but gee, they're handy. They're just great to be able to visually see what I've got. And I'm fortunate enough to have a stand that used to hold a range of Christmas decorations in the store. See, that's the colour I had in mind. Look, that is what we want. Maybe that and that together. Yeah, so I've got these stands that hold two. So over the time of my stitching, I've been slowly just buying one here and there. I don't even want to know what the total is that I've spent. It's ridiculous. But boy, they hold a lot of gear, and that's an upright stand. So it's actually quite an efficient way of storing things. Well, that's what I tell myself every time I think of how much I've spent on it. Now, this is the color I want. So how do we do this guy? I'm thinking this fellow. The only thing is we might straighten his tail. Will that interfere? Probably will. He probably needs to be more here going back. Let's relocate this chap. I'd like to have a straight tail. So we need to redesign him. Let's get his tail where we want it first. Then we need his body. And then the fancy, fancy wings. Hope I've got enough room. Maybe he should have come forward a little bit. Yeah, I think he should have. Maybe I've got to do his wings first. We know where his tail's heading, so maybe we get the body into position. They're such an easy little creature. See, that's even going to hit. This is proving to be a challenge. Maybe we've got to be over here where we were. No, we're okay. It's just visualizing. Gosh, the body's getting huge now. Oh my goodness. Okay, modest body. Wrong shape. See, look, just leave well enough alone. He's got smaller. I think that's about all I can do. If I want a straight tail. Wings, not quite right. It's not as big as I thought. That's okay. He'll be just fine. Those dogs are running amok out there. Yeah, I think we'll do the dark. Maybe we do the dark on the bottom of the wing. Or do we do some highlight stitching? Oh, I don't know. I think we'll do the wings dark. Make a decision. Quick, quick. Stop mucking around. Wasted 11 minutes relocating the dragonfly back to a similar position. Oh my goodness. Goes like that sometimes, doesn't it? All right. How are we going to do this wing? I'm thinking, what am I thinking? How does this particular ribbon or thread is probably a better word. How does it work with split back stitch? Twizzling around, what's going on? Well, I've split it already in the back. Does that count? Come on. I think I better couch it. There's a fine filament of twisted foil in this thread. And I've already upset the apple cart by piercing it. So we won't be doing what we're thinking we'd be doing. We will be couching it down because she is temperamental. So we need a thread, similar colour, I'm thinking. Stranded cotton to hold it down. It's a real unusual colour. I don't even think I have a stranded cotton even close. That might get us there. So it's one of those modern ones again that DMC have brought out there. Well, this one's better. That's better. I don't really want it to be a feature. See, another modern one. These new colours that DMC have added to their range are definitely stronger tones, stronger pigments. Okay. I'm getting there, guys. Ever so slowly. If I had my grandmother's cottons that she had left over from all the bridesmaid dresses that she ever made, I could guarantee there would be a colour in there that would do the job. I've got them all in a container and they just look so pretty. It's like a flash of memories from the bridesmaids dresses of the 80s, 70s, I'll say 70s and 80s. Okay. Let's begin. So I've got my pretty thread in position. And it's just a case of catching it down. Oh my goodness. It's in my way underneath. I just need to get myself organised. Geez, I'm a bit unorganised. Okay, so every time I put my hand in under the piece, I grabbed the pretty thread, giving it a little tug, which is what you don't want to do. You want to keep it as stable as possible. Now we're right. Let's check that everything is looking good. Yes. So now we can couch this down. So in the center of his wings, I think we will revisit feather stitch. Just think it's so pretty. Could even use the colour that I'm couching his wing down with. Concentration here. There we go. Sort of working backwards on myself, which is a bit awkward, but if it works, keep going. This frame is quite handy. It's big. It's not the lightest of things to use. So if you've got some hand issues that you tire easily, it's probably not for you. I wouldn't use it for every project that I do because I think it's all weight that I probably don't need on my hands. So, but for a project like this that you just pick up from time to time and do another little element to it, it's pretty good. I think it'll be handy for that type of embroidery too, that if you do it in a frame, you just get such a better result. So if you're just tuned into this video and you're wondering, what is she going to do with these things? I'm really not sure. It's all about creating some little elements to be fussy cut ready. Fussy cut as in rough cut out. It's a bit of a journaling technique where you would fussy cut out of decorative papers, flowers, birds, bees, butterflies, and then embellish your work with them. It's sort of the icing on the cake, so to speak. So I thought, well, I really enjoyed having my scrappy butterflies and scrappy dragonflies, which I made, probably 18 months ago. And I've picked away at them. There's still a few left, but they've either gone on to a project or they've gone on to a card for someone or onto the top of a gift, onto a journal cover, into a piece of stitching as the feature piece. So the theory is to create some little decorative elements. Now I'm working on a project, Botanical Beauties. Now that project I'm considering, I haven't decided yet. I'm just waiting to see how it evolves. I need to get my needles sorted back here. I don't know why I'm so cack-handed today. That project could have some additional embellishing at some point, but I'm yet to decide what that is. I've got 3 or 4 things flying around in my head. So, I've got these needles all twisted. So I just want to get this untwisted. Yeah, so it's a tablecloth that I'm embroidering flowers onto. And I sort of had, this is how this came to be. I had the idea that I could use dragonflies, three-dimensional dragonflies floating through the piece as my collaging side of things. So I thought, well, I'm just going to make some. And the theory was to cut them out. There is an example kicking around here, but I don't know where he's got to. He'll pop up. Rough cut them out. I haven't put the legs on them because I'm thinking that once I find a home for them, I'll stitch the legs on as I guess an element that makes them look like they've just landed, and then they've got that rough cut calico edging underneath them as well. It sort of adds another layer to them, if that makes sense. So that's the plan, is to have just a little container of these little cuties for whenever. And when you start thinking about all the other things you could do, you could easily have, I'm just going to concentrate for a moment. I don't know why I feel so precious with my hands this morning. Just don't feel direct in my movements. Why is that? Am I a little bit tired? Could be. Let's get this little guy stitched here and I think we'll be away. Yep, there we go. Couching can be fiddly. I feel a little cack-handed this morning. It's because you're running 2 needles and you've got threads dangling behind. So I've sort of pulled the big thread, the outlining thread in the needle, and it's poking up over here just to get it away. It's wanting to twist a bit too, this thread, because it's a thread that's been twisted on a machine when it was made, so it's got a tendency to want to do that. Okay, I won't put you through the second wing like the others. We'll just nut out a bit of a plan and then I can toddle off and have a stitch. And then there'll be a picture at the end of the video showing you how our little, and if anything changes, anything exciting happens, like a brainwave comes through, I'll pop back at the end and say, I'm just back to tell you. It's usually how it rolls. That wing has got quite big, but I'm okay with that. It's not going to bump in over here because I'll have to increase the size of, I'm going to lose the curve of that if I don't readjust that stitch. Oh, it's finicky. Such a fine needle. Okay, which is not helping my cause, but we got it. Imagine the possibilities with these things. If you go onto Pinterest, oh my goodness, you've just got to stop looking and just get in there and have a go. Because it just, goodness me. There was one I was looking at and they had embroidered tiny little flowers through the whole wing. Oh gosh, it was beautiful. They probably used one strand of embroidery floss, embroidery cotton, stranded cotton, and it just looks so dainty and so beautiful. I was like, no, that is a project by itself. If I did do something like that, I think I'd make him a lot bigger so that, you know, easier on the eyesight. And yeah, just I had to stop and think there for a bit. Have I got enough cotton to do what I want to do? Is this the colour I want to use? I think it is. I think we want to do a feather stitch. I really like the look of that because they have those little transparent see-through-y wings, don't they? So I think, where's that container? Last time I filmed, I sat the edge up there. That's a bit better. Look. Oh, now it's come undone. Seriously, I tell you. Maybe I increase the size of my needle. That'd be a smarter thing. I'm just thinking. It's very awkward. That's where these frames, I don't know, can be a little bit awkward to use. There we go. His wing's very matchy. Is that okay? Just talking to myself here. Just need to trim that because I want to put that thin needle back into play. Because it's really easy to knot off my work if that needle is being used. All right, let me just spin this around a little bit and get my little knot sorted. My couching thread also needs, my couched thread. Oh, come on. This guy. Oh, I don't really want to knot him off, do we? Because we're coming around to do another wing. All right, we'll just leave him hang out the side here, I think. All right. Now, I might just touch the iron in there. Need to be a bit careful because that's a foil. I want a little bit of heat, but we don't want to melt the foil. Just protect it a little bit. There we go. Alrighty. Now what are we going to do on the other wing? Do we do the same colour or do we, where's that other darker thread that I pulled out? This guy. I don't even think that'd be noticeable. I think, what do I think? So I really like that as well. wonder if we do his tail in this. I'm thinking his body, when I first picked up the thread, his body was going to be, I want to finish here, so I start here, go there, come back, go there. So we're starting here. I'm thinking the edges of his torso, if that's what you call the body of a ladybug. Bloomin' hang, a ladybug. Told you, I feel really doughy. I don't know what's going on. I woke about 4:30. Didn't really feel like getting up. Watched a YouTube video. I don't know who it was now. Something was there waiting for me. So I watched that. I think I need another one. Or was 2 enough? I might even see, how would it go if I couched it in this thread? Yes, I like that. Yeah, so I watched a video, started to feel dozy again, so I must have gone back to sleep because then I woke up at 5:30. Probably watched a 45-minute video. Considering I woke up at 4:30, so I woke up at 5:30, 45-minute videos, you get it? 15 minutes of not sleep, but I must have dozed for 15 minutes. Then when I woke, I was like, just get out of bed. Okay, I like that. Pretty little tail. I think I need to take this pale thread up around his torso as well. So I might end that off down there. I've got a little bit left and it might be just enough to get us there, I think. Gotta really make sure you knot these threads well because they've got that shine about them. I don't know if it is enough, you know. No. What if we brought in a completely different colour? No, that's just, I don't know what I'm thinking. Told you I was tired. No, looks so flat when you go back to things that aren't shimmery. I think we will continue with his body being that, and we'll couch it down as well, and then we might go looking for a bead or something to go along his back, because I think anything other than a shiny bead might look a bit odd, but I don't know, we'll see. Those dogs goosing around, had breakfast. Now it's play. Now it's play. I might just go and see what they're doing. Hang on a moment, guys. I might pause the video. They seem to have something in their mouth that they're tussling over. Hello, I'm back. Okay, I've sorted out those hounds. They had one of their toys and they were just rough playing, running and burning through my garden beds and yelping and carrying on like pork chops. So we've settled that all down. And then I came back in and I thought, well, seeing that we've parted company briefly, I might as well finish couching my wings on. I then stitched the fly stitch here that matches this, and this one is that darker thread that I pulled out, and I'm doing it there and there, so I'm sort of doing something a little bit different. My wings are alternating in size too, so I've got a big one at the bottom, a little one at the top, but on the other side, big one at the top, little one at the bottom, so something a little bit different. The tail feather, I ended up getting some more of this pretty thread here and coming up over the top of that. I had couched it down, I think I did that with you guys with the same colour, but it just didn't stand out. So I end up coming through again with the darker thread and couching that down. Then I took a couple phone calls. So it all happened. So while I was chatting to everyone, I thought I'll just keep stitching. It'll move us along. So I thought I'll just finish this little wing off. And then we've got to make some decisions on what the torso will be. Now, where am I? I sort of need to be at this end, don't I? Alrighty, here we go again. Straight down that wing with a little feather stitch. It's a very soft little stitch, like it's got a soft way about it, where fly stitches a very straight line. So many great stitches out there, and you tend to forget too. You forget them unless you're doing them all the time. So it pays to have a flip through some of our favourite embroidery books just to see what's there and refresh the memory. I wonder what would happen if I did a second line of this over the top of it. Like a white thread or something. No, it won't show up because of the cream. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself here. You guys just talk amongst yourselves. Now my phone's buzzing. Oh, it's all good. All right, let's get this finished off. Okay. Now, what are we going to put in his on his tummy, on his back? You pretty little fellow. Let's have a look at some beads. Nothing there. No. What about, here's some blues. There's 4 options just at a glance. So definitely not those 2. They're very dark and moody. We can do better than that. There's even this pale sea one as well. No, wrong colour. I don't know. I sort of feel, I keep thinking about cream. What do these look like? This is very matchy-matchy. And like would work. Let me zoom in and show you that See those little beads sitting there? Like, would work. It's not very brave. Would have made a great tail. Now I've lost a bead. These ones here are a bit flat, I think. Oh, they're not bad. They're not spectacular. Let's just have a look at these cream ones. Yeah, I like those. I think it's because they're a different tone of cream, which brings me to the fact that I think I'd like to try laying over that feather stitch a creamy thread. May not see it, but I don't know, I just feel like it's worth a try. If it looks silly, we'll pull it out. Oh, come on. The needle is not big enough for the thread. You wouldn't think it. Because it looks narrow, but there must have just been a few mil in it, which was enough to not allow it to slide through effortlessly, is the word I want to use. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I overlay a feather stitch to create a bit more texture, but does that look silly? I don't mind it. Just gives another detail to it. Whether it should be a finer thread, maybe. No, I like it. Yes, 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 yes. Sort of adds another dimension to a very simple stitch. It's just layers of other stitches in other threads. Well, same stitch. And now it makes sense if I put that cream bead in the center of the body. I don't even know if that was on camera because I had zoomed in. So let's have another play before he... So it's just straight over the top. So I'm going to try and ignore to a degree the stitch below. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. No, don't need that final stitch. We need just a straight line into the torso. Concentration, I tell you. Who would have thought such a small little bug could make you think so much? All right, so now I'll just finish off this side. My knots this morning are just not cinching in nice and tight there. Hanging out in the air, not achieving anything for tension. What is going on? I think I'm going to go back to bed, guys. Even though I feel awake now that I've chased dogs and taken a couple phone calls and stitched a dragonfly, I just still feel a little weary. Didn't even have a late night. Isn't it funny how some days you just wake up and you just don't seem to get started? And other days you bounce out of bed. Well, you like to think you are bouncing, but you're probably not. But you're better than the day before when you feel like the way I feel. I did a big day of stitching yesterday, so I'm probably a little bit eyesight drained, you know, when your eyes are tired more so than anything. I feel really relaxed. That's probably half of it too. I don't feel racy. I feel very chilled. I don't even know what time it is. I think we finished the video at 35 minutes and we're 12 minutes in, so it's all good. Plenty of time. So let's have another play with doing a white feather stitch over the top of this guy. Well, that's a bit wayward. I knew it was going to go pear-shaped because when I brought my needle up, the trick is to bring your needle up directly beside where your thread went down. And then when you come up to finish that stitch, you need to still be in the direction of which you wish to head. That's it. This is a very old crochet cotton, and it's like a twisted one. So it's giving me a bit of pushback. It's a nice colour. Nice soft buttery cream. All right, I need one more row of them, and then we can finish with some beading. Oh, and eyes. Won't be enough. I'll need a really fine needle for those beads. They are tiny. Okay. That white stitching over him has united all of those colours underneath because I did a dark and a light, and it's like gelled it all together. Really happy with. lickety split. We have a very textured, gosh, you could even grab another shiny thread and go again over it and just put more layers on him. Be very pretty. I think that will do, my little guy. That's going to allow me to bring some white creamy tones in. I'm thinking while I'm here we might give him some French knots or colonial knots. We'll try a French knot first. Bumps on the top of his head. Let me get myself positioned here. 1, 2, 3. So it sort of just shows that he's got, see how it twists? It's a twisted crochet cotton. So therefore it's going to twist in my hand. He's got a bit of a head here now because it is a separate section to their body, so it doesn't hurt to highlight that on a little dragonfly. One more. I'll just do a couple more. I think we can handle it in the back there. Okay. Knot that off. Becoming quite knotty at the back there when you start using heaps of threads. It's bound to happen, I guess. Now we need our cotton. Where is our cotton? Can I see it? Is it on the end of the table? I think it is. Hang on there, guys. Hold that thought. No, it's not. It must be beside my chair. I might pause the video, guys. I'll go and grab my cream cotton. Yeah, it's not here. I think it's sitting with a project at the side of my chair. So I'll go and grab that and then we can stitch in his little beads. Won't be a moment. Okay, I'm back. So I've got my sewing machine, simple cream cotton. I'm going to use that for the little beads. Hopefully my needle is fine enough. If it's not, I might have to leave you and go and find a better needle. And then I'll just put a picture at the end of all of the little, I need Reginald. I'll put a picture at the end of all the little beads into position. So I might just do a quick little, I bet that needle's too big. These little ones are tiny. I think I do have a slightly bigger cream needle, but he's such a little fella that I don't mind the idea of him being tiny, actually. Yeah, see, they're tiny. I wonder if Reg is in here. Is that you, Reg? Nope. Reginald? Don't think that's... I would say, yeah, I'm going to need a straw needle, or I find a better size. That might be a better idea. So I don't think I even have a straw needle handy. So let's go further afoot, because I will have something similar. He could even have little pearls to be a bit special. Little creamy ones. There, that's the one. So it's a different colour. Why is this difficult? Why is this just not easy? Let's have a look. We need to go further afoot and find another bead. Oh, see, there's some turquoisey ones. Oh gosh, now I'm heading in a different direction again. Goodness sakes, let's just get it out of the system. Have a little look. Oh, look at those. Oh, yeah. Okay. Different direction again. Oh, my goodness. You guys must think this girl, I'll tell you. I'm going to do little turquoise ones. So we've got the white on his head, so at least that ties in the white that we put on his wing. And now we can carry on with the turquoise, and it's just a fresher blue. Yeah, that's heaps better. Size is great. So now we can stitch on a heap of little beads. Yes, yes, yes. It pays to just take your time, doesn't it? And just keep looking, keep thinking. That's the beauty of this slow stitch business. There are no rules. And because it takes time to do it, it gives you time to contemplate options that you might have or think about things that you might have in your stash. That's good. Really good. I need some more beads. I'll pick up one more and stitch it. Then I will, how are we going for time? I might just leave this thread dangling and we might just quickly do his eyes. I'll finish the beads and then I'll put a picture at the end of the video of the little guy completed. I think he will look great. I might even put across his back somewhere a couple little couched white lines to just to sort of reinforce that white thread. So I think that'll happen too. All right, let's grab this black cotton. I haven't found any more black beads yet. I guess if they go into position on a piece of work and I decide I want to change the eyes, it's easy enough to, you know, take out some little French knots. One and two. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And knot it off. Well, I will say goodbye. I've got a little bit of homework there to stitch on those little beads. That shouldn't take too long. We'll save that piece of black cotton for a rainy day. Okay, let's zoom back up. And we will say goodbye. Have a lovely day, everyone. And I'll pop in the rest of his little beads and pop a photo at the end. All right, guys, look after yourselves, and I will see you in the next videos. Bye.